Good evening and welcome to L28 News. I'm your host, Jacobo Garrido, and what better way to kick off the first week of 2025 than by bringing you this week's national news segment. Tonight we have pressing stories unfolding across the nation, from California's promising start to its winter snowpack season, to a record-breaking winter swell hitting the Western Pacific, and a heartbreaking New Year's Eve truck attack in New Orleans that has left the country in shock. All that and more when we return. Stay with us. L28 News starts now. Our top story tonight: California is starting 2025 with a promising winter snowpack. After years of drought concerns, this season's strong early snowfall has water officials cautiously optimistic about the year ahead. Measurements taken across the Sierra Nevada indicate that the snowpack is at 110% of its average for this time of the year, a critical resource for replenishing reservoirs and sustaining agriculture. However, experts warn that a single strong season won't solve long-term water challenges, urging conservation and infrastructure upgrades to make the most of this potential windfall. Hopefully, the coming weeks bring more consistent weather patterns to maintain this promising momentum. With continued snowfall, California could solidify a strong start to 2025 and take a significant step towards addressing its long-term water challenges. Next, millions of residents along the West Coast spent the holiday break bracing for dangerously high surf and flood threats. Communities from San Diego to Seattle saw extreme weather warnings as waves surged to record heights, leaving coastal neighborhoods and infrastructure at risk. As this record-breaking swell hit the California coast last week, many kept to the shore watching from a safe distance. However, Alo Sliber, a Santa Cruz local, took a different approach, riding what is being called the biggest wave ever recorded in Half Moon Bay at the infamous wave called Mavericks. Standing at an astonishing 108 feet tall, this daring feat has made headlines, showcasing both the awe-inspiring power of nature and the courage of those who face it head-on. Meanwhile, emergency services were on high alert, assisting in flood-prone areas and ensuring public safety as the storms brought widespread coastal erosion and infrastructure damage. We'll continue to bring you updates from the hardest hit areas and share safety tips as the winter storm persists. And finally tonight, the nation is reeling after a tragic New Year's Eve truck attack in New Orleans. The incident, which claimed the lives of 14 victims while severely injuring another 35, has shocked the country and raised urgent questions about security measures during public celebrations. Authorities report that the attack happened at 3:15 a.m. towards the end of the celebration, as the driver intentionally drove into a crowded street as revelers gathered to welcome in the new year. Federal and local investigators are working tirelessly to uncover the motive behind the horrific act, while communities across the country mourn the victims and support the injured. Heartfelt tributes have poured in, with candlelight vigils held in New Orleans and beyond, reflecting the solidarity and resilience of those impacted. We'll bring you the latest updates on the investigation, the stories of those affected, and how communities are rallying together in the face of tragedy. That wraps up tonight's national news segment here on L28 News. From California's strong start to the winter snowpack season and a record-breaking swell in the Western Pacific to the shocking New Year's Eve truck attack in New Orleans, we'll continue to keep you updated on these stories and more as they unfold. I'm Jacobo Garrido, and on behalf of the entire L28 team, thank you for tuning in, stay safe, and good night. If you want to stay informed on the latest news impacting our country, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by scanning the QR code below.